The Port-au-France is where I finished my internship. Next, I will give the voice and video report to analyze my internship experiences. I have 4 learning objectives. First, using previous experience. Then, I want to fight for a cross-training and promoting the working skills such as language. The next one is getting into the local French culture in order to reduce conflicts and cultural differences. Earlier stage, I tried to using what I learned in school and accumulate more experiences from practice in my position. For example, I need to remember all the layouts or mise en place of F&B department, the meeting room, the conference center, and the banquet. On the other hand, I try to use critical thinking to make the layout flexible as far as possible to reach the customer's satisfaction. Every day, I took notes that included French words, working mistakes, and some special things. Then I would record all notes in the notebook when I was in day off. After 2 months basic training, I got an opportunity to work for a business group. When I communicated with guests, I would try my best to apply French instead of speaking English. With the progress of French and working abilities, my managers helped me to get a cross-training in banquet department so that I could meet my learning objectives more smoothly. First, I have learned how to arrange meeting places and different banquets, record schedules, prepare different staff for different meetings, banquets, and conference center. When I serve and communicate with different customers, it's a good way to promote my language and interpersonal skills. Of course, it also promotes my cultural communication. Then, I have learned something about wine. Through the wine tasting training, I have learned something basic knowledge of wine. For instance, quality, flavor, and structure of wine is decided by tannins, which come from grape pip, skin, and oak barrels. If this wine is full of tannins, it would be stored for many years. The most important thing I have learned is teamwork. The whole internship, I worked in 2 departments, including 3 different work. No matter what I do, cooperation is the key to success. A good teamwork is meant to good communication and coordination. This also promotes me to make efforts to learn French in order to reduce the communicational problems. This year, European Championship held in France, and the Belgium team chose our hotel for accommodations and training. Taking care of the honored team, we not only need to give professional service and also need to be responsible for the security and secrecy. This experience raised my consciousness of team cooperation. Especially, I learned to keep the same psychological quality and working attitude in different associations. The relevance of objectives to the upcoming semester and future. From my view, the biggest relevance of my internship learning objective to my future career is communicational skills. That's also mean to interpersonal skills. In hospitality industry, we have to meet different people from different regions. That is to say, we have to use flexible methods to deal with different complaints, cross-cultural problems, and conflicts. That's from our colleagues, guests, and people working in the relevant industries. Next, the experience of cross-training also affect my third academic term, I applied what I have learned in school to practice and obtained the precious acknowledged from different departments. Through the 6 months internship, I can see the crystal clearly. What does the hospitality mean? Why I chose this career? And how can I do next? For the haze in my mind, I have made the exact objective for my future. That is enhancing the French application and interpersonal skills. In a word, we need to try to be the elites in the multicultural world. The topic I chose is cross-cultural miscommunication. I chose to go to France to complete my internship because I want to promote French and learn to live in a foreign country. In the beginning, everything is strange and novel. I love Bordeaux, especially the amazing wine chateau, nice weather of southern France, unbounded coasts, and ancient buildings. During my internship, I tried my best to meet my learning objectives, but I ignored the most important thing, that is the cultural integration. For instance, I think if I can speak fluent French, I would solve the communication problems. Actually, I was wrong. Communication is not only the language, but also the cultural integration. The first embarrassing thing for me is about the tips. When I worked in F&B department, such as a restaurant and in-room services, most guests would give me the rewards or something like encouragement. Yes, that's called tips. But why I think it's embarrassing for me? From my view, my guests deserved what I served. They don't need to pay the extra money for me. But for the guests' view, they think it's necessary. I need to feel happy and accept it. They think it's a way to respect. The second miscommunication also make me embarrassing. It's about the greeting styles of French people. I'm confused how many kisses I need to give to them. Before we started this internship, the tutors said to us that the kiss style is different in Europe. In a short, twice in Swiss, but 3 times in France, or from left to right. When I arrived at a working place, for showing I'm social and active, I tried to use the French way to say hello. Unfortunately, the first colleague I kissed is from Paris. I thought all French use the same way, so I kissed 3 times, but I missed 1 kiss from him because he said it should be 4 times in Paris. According to this kind of the embarrassing things, I think this is a problem about cross-cultural miscommunication. Some things make me embarrassing and confused are reflecting the different cultural background. At the beginning, I can't put up with the foreign environment because I can agree with some different criticism. I'm angry why they treat Chinese people like this. They always think Chinese people are diligent, yes, but they also are stubborn. They can get along with the foreigners. They always do the work by themselves. Especially for me, a Chinese people worked in France. The language is the biggest barrier and limitation. This is the biggest problem in my internship. I must solve this problem. It's related to my future career and study. To deal with the cross-cultural miscommunication, the best way I think is trying to accept and learn from the different criticism. Try to accept different cultural thoughts and experiences, then we can obtain more. Everything has 2 sides. For someone they are good, but for others, they are bad. When we work in a foreign environment, we must try to get into the real culture and find the cultural integration, reduce conflicts from miscommunication.